Welcome to Heartfelt with Julie Majarison, a space for honest stories, tender truths, and soul-deep conversations. I'm your host, Julie Majarison, and here we explore the questions that stir something real in us. Questions about joy, fear, healing, and the moments that shape who we are. Each episode is an invitation to slow down, go deeper, and hear the kind of stories that remind us we're not alone in this human experience. So wherever you are right now, thank you for being here. Let's begin. And I'm so excited to have Bea here. I've known Bea for, I think, about 4 years, and she just reminds me of the little pixie from Peter Pan, you know.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah, Tinkerbell. She goes around everywhere sprinkling her dust. And I get goose pimples just thinking about it. And I'm amazed that I've actually got her still and in front of her laptop, and she's going to answer these questions for me, which I feel so blessed about. But first off, I have to put my glasses on because I did not print out the guest info big enough. So here I go. So Bea is from Noosa, and she runs a lot of things in Noosa, and you've probably even seen her flitting around everywhere. So these are the words that Bea has shared with me. She feels privileged to have grown up and live at the Noosa Heads. Many refer to as heaven, it's paradise. She's always been drawn to the natural environment and receiving the medicinal energy from the oceans, forests, and peaks of the mountains. She's been nurturing and nourishing others for over 50 years with creating scrumptious, delicious, edible rainbows. And it's her passion and purpose. She loves guiding, supporting, and encouraging others from the negative darkness within themselves to all the beautiful things they behold, so they shine again. Beautifully said, Bea. That's so lovely. It's true. I totally believe in that. So welcome, Bea. Thank you.
Hi, Julie. Thank you for inviting me here. It's very exciting.
Oh, I feel so blessed that you said yes when I emailed you. So thank you. And I feel so grateful that you're here to share your story and answer these questions. So is there a question that you really feel like you'd like to answer first?
Beginning's good, because what brings me joy? I love
Yeah.
that. What brings me,
Yeah. So what does bring you joy, Bea?
Joy to me is I do say these affirmations, and my big one is all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and grace or gratitude. And joy is, to me, like the biggest highlight within life, really, because when you've got joy, it brings everything else. There's the abundance and the compassion and kindness and grace and everything else. It just brings it all together. So, yeah, but for me personally, there's quite a few things that bring me joy. But one of the things that I've been doing at the moment is spending a lot of time with my elderly mother. She's 86 and she has dementia. And she lives alone still, but we spend a lot of time with her. And I've noticed in the last few years that her and I together, we laugh so much. And to hear that laughter, and to watch her laughing and yeah, we sort of bounce off each other's, I don't know, we have a lot of fun together. So that's been bringing me a lot of joy in the last few years. And I have a granddaughter. And plus also all the kids, when you hear them laughing, it just, I don't know, it just gives you this whole yeah, it's so very uplifting, you know, just to know that they're all happy and yeah, and having fun in their lives. So yeah, that's creating with food always brings me joy. So, you know, getting all the food like it because when it's seasonal, you know, you got walk into the fruit and veggie mart and you go, oh yay, you know, asparagus is on, you know, is in season, and oh yeah, and I get so excited about all that sort of thing. So and then to be able to create with it and you know put all the love and energy into actually cooking and then you know, pairing, and then my imagination might go a little bit, oh, how about I put in, you know, some almond flakes, or what about this and that, and, you know, some pomegranate or something, and, you know, and then going, ta-da, here it is. So that brings me joy as well. So, yeah. And
In
just,
the
you know,
in sorry, you keep going.
well, it's just, it's about also, I think, because now that I'm a lot older as well, it's about time, you know, the time that we spend doing things because time is so precious. It's like we've been given this life like it's a gift and we don't know how long it's going to go for. So, and once you sort of get to this age, you go, I know when my husband, he's like my last birthday, he said, I think you've got about 18 good summers left in you. And I was like, what am I going to do in those 18 summers? Like, what am I going to do? And when we came back from summer, I was like, one's gone already, you know, so, and it goes so quickly. So having that time to myself, to walk on beaches and swim in oceans, to climb mountains, to watch sunsets, all of that brings me joy, you know, and having the acknowledgement to be aware of being there, being present and enjoying it while you're there. Yeah, taking it all in.
So beautifully said, B. Noosa Head certainly gives you plenty of opportunities to practice that every day.
Yeah, every
Yeah.
day. I mean, every day. And you to notice it though, you know, to really notice it, to listen to the birds and listen to the wind through the leaves and watching the trees, you know, as they dance in the wind, things like that. I mean, to other people, you know, it might be a little bit hippy trippy, but I just look at it and I think it's so beautiful. And we're
Mm.
so lucky to still have the trees around us, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people live in big cities where there's not much happening with, you know, with nature. So yeah.
In the description below, there'll be all of Bee's links to her social media. And I tell you, when you actually see the photos of the food that Bee prepares, it's just stunning. It's like I want to take a picture and put that on the wall. It is just so beautiful, all the colors. So make sure you check it out, and it is just beautiful. Yeah.
What's coming?
Mm. What fear do you have that you're aware of it holding you back?
One really got me because it is a lot to do with abandonment and judgment. And then I was thinking about deep down, you know, that rejection. And I was thinking, well, why am I afraid of that? Like what creates the fear? And I think deep down it's within me knowing that I'm enough. Am I enough? Am I smart enough? Am I educated enough? Do I have enough to give? Especially within conversations. This is really big for me to be doing this because as I've got older, I tend to forget a lot of things. And people go, oh, yeah, we all forget things. But I actually forget words in the middle of conversations, or people can ask me something and I will go completely blank. And then, you know, 5 minutes later, I go, oh, I could have said all this stuff. So I think that has created a lot more fear for me as I've got older. Yeah, and the abandonment and rejection, that stems from, when I was much, much younger. So personally, I've dealt with it. However, it's a different type of rejection now. And I guess rejection as in you think about yourself, what you can offer the community. And am I getting too old? Should I make way for younger people? Have I got enough to offer? And I think deep down, as a grandmother, you do. You have so much to offer because you've got the experience and everything else. At our age, it's not about selling yourself out to make money. It's about, sharing the experiences and the knowledge that you do have. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to actually overstep that, as in because you feel, oh, am I too old? Well, you're never too old. You just got to keep on sharing your experiences and sharing your wisdom. And it doesn't matter what else is out there and you're feeling, because, everything, life changes drastically all the time. And we're always evolving. And, so I guess, that's it.
Yeah, that's beautifully said and reflected on. So thank you for that. Have you ever had a life-changing moment?
I've had the hundreds and thousands.
Is there one that really stands out that first comes to mind?
I think the very first radical trauma, and I think I'm going to bring up trauma because everyone has suffered in some ways. It doesn't matter whether you're 5 and you're pushed over in a schoolyard and, and then and the kids all laugh at you. Little things like that stick with you. And when I was 12, and the reason why I want to talk about trauma is because it defines the person that you become. Like all the traumas that you go through, it doesn't matter whether it's sexual abuse or beatings or being abandoned or whatever it is. The person that you are today, you would not be that person if you hadn't have gone through all those traumas. So to me, it's about learning from the trauma and being able to evolve, like learn the lesson from it, move forward, deal with it, forgive, and, and become a stronger person in knowing that, and with learning, getting the teaching.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, very
And
good.
all about the crossroads too, I think, the life-changing moments. You come to these different crossroads in your life, and it's like, well, which direction will I go? Which choice? What am I going to do to choose? What choice am I going to make that's going to radically change my life? Am I going to stay here in that relationship? Am I going to stay there? Am I going to just keep on being in this situation, allowing myself to be here? So, I was 12. My parents separated. My father was an alcoholic. My grandmother was an alcoholic. And I had to really step up and look after them. So I became like the carer and looking after them. And that was a really big thing because all of a sudden I wasn't living a teenage life. And then you start to look for ways to get away from that type of reality. So, and back in the 70s, there was LSD. So I was 13 on LSD, trying to look after my 2 alcoholic grown-up around me. But it taught me a lot it taught me to be as a very, very strong woman. Like I became very, very strong. And I knew what I wanted. I knew what I didn't want. And yeah, so that was pretty life-changing.
Thank you very much for sharing that rawness with me. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has there been a moment that you wish you could freeze in time?
Oh, I met my husband is frozen in my mind. Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting goose pimples and I don't even know the story.
As soon as I set eyes on him, and we're still together after 27 years, and he's my best friend. You know, we have our ups and downs, just like everyone. He's actually 11 years younger than I am. So sometimes he's up here and I'm down here, and then we're together, and then I'm up here or I'm over there, and we don't see eye to eye, and then we do. And, you know, so, and that moment, I can still remember that moment, and we talk about it. And it's like, you know, the universe brought us together. So it was really exciting. I took an art exhibition up to Port Douglas. He'd been in Australia. He's from Cornwall in the UK. And he'd been in Australia only 6 months. And yeah, and we met up there. So it was exciting.
I can feel your energy.
I
Yeah.
was not ready to have a man in my life at all. I didn't want a man in my life. I was quite content. And I think that to all the women out there, when you're very, very content with yourself, that's when they come along.
They got to shake it up a bit.
Yeah.
Do you have a trigger that you would like to share about?
I've probably got quite a few triggers. There's a few things that set me up, and I think within life, you know, I teach, you know, people pranayama and to breathe through situations. And what I've actually learned is probably about the reacting. So I pause now and I breathe before I react. And then it makes a much more positive response. So the triggers are often probably within my family of asking and asking. And this is probably with a lot of mothers asking, can you please help this, or can you please do that? Or, you know, just asking the questions. And then you can ask the same question 24. I say you can ask it 24 times. On the 25th, you might just go off. So that trigger. And just unnecessary negativity, I find, you know, I don't sometimes understand why people have, you know, so many negative thoughts. And you sort of look around, especially living here, like in Australia especially. It's such a beautiful, beautiful country, and it offers so much. And there's just so much beautiful energy. And you know, there's just so much negativity around it. But, you know, maybe sometimes that has to do with, I don't know, governments and things like that. There's so much negative stuff on the news. I mean, we don't have TV as in news or anything like that. So a lot of the time, I don't really know what's going on out in the world. And the thing is, I always say, well, everyone's like worried about all this stuff. Next month, it's going to be something else. That'll be gone. So why even waste that energy on it? Look at all the things that are really great around you and enjoy and rejoice within all of that. You know?
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I don't have TV either.
Yeah, I don't know if it triggers me, but it's just like it's so unnecessary. Like, just move on, you know, and just get over it and don't worry about it. It's all going to be okay. And if it's not, there's lessons in it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if there was a genie that would jump out of the bottle and grant you one wish, what would that be?
I'll probably sound like Miss Universe and say, world peace.
So
Yeah.
that's it. That's the one answer.
Well, but I mean, you just want compassion and kindness towards, each other and our planet, even like respect. So, yeah, respect for each other and kindness and compassion. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What is something that you've never said out loud, but you wish someone would ask you about?
I don't know. I talk about everything, really. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, you
yeah.
don't feel like there's nothing in the closet?
No, I'm pretty an open book.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
great.
I mean, I give and give and give. And so with doing that, I meet so many people and we talk about so many different things. So, I can speak quite openly about different cultures and colors and really and truly, who cares what sex anyone is? And, with the A, B, C, D, G, B, L, D, I mean, we're all beautiful. We're all beautiful human beings. So, there's nothing really. No.
I'm laughing because I say that too. I feel like you've just echoed exactly what I say. Yeah. So, when was the last time you felt truly seen, and what was it about that moment that stayed with you?
I think it's when I feel the gratitude of being with people. Like I feel as probably an acceptance, maybe, but even a little bit more like when people, when I've cooked for a big retreat or whatever, which I often do, um, and they come into the kitchen because I'm quite separate, from the actual retreat, and they come in and they share with me. They can just start off with like, oh wow, that was so delicious. Of what do you put in, what's the recipe, what's the secret, or whatever. But and then we actually start to have big conversations, and then things come out, and then they start sharing with me and everything else. So there's that gratefulness of actually being there for them. I really, really love that. Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. If you could send one message back to your younger self, not advice, just a message, what would that be?
It would probably be, you've got this. That I'm enough, you're enough. And everything that I need is inside of me. Because I think with everyone, everything you need really and truly is already inside of you. You just got to go with the flow, and life's life. And just, you make choices. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not, but there's lessons. So, yeah, that I am enough. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. What does healing look for you right now?
Healing. Ooh, I think it's probably about self love. Yeah, self love. Um, when you've got that intuition, um, like that gut feeling. So here, that's healing for me at the moment. I am going through this journey, so I believe that physical healing, like if there's a physical ailment, um, like an autoimmune. So I've got a few autoimmunes, and I believe that the stress from younger years, things that I went through when I was 12 and 13, that was a really radical, they were two really radical years, and my body reacted. So I ended up with, at that, back in the 70s, they called it dermatitis, which later years I found out is more psoriasis. So from that, I got arthritis in every single joint. And so from that, I have to have injections every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. It's like a positive protein. Yeah, so it's a good protein that knocks out the bad. So with this arthritis and, trying to teach yoga and standing chopping for 14 hours, creating all this food and everything else, my body has to go through a lot. Like there's a lot of lifting and packing and everything to go to all the retreats to cater and things like that. So, and within healing, so last year I got so-called COVID and my autoimmune. So from that, you also get IBD, or not IBS, but more IBD. So anyhow, getting very, very personal now. And yeah, when I got COVID, all my autoimmunes just went berserk. I ended up in hospital and things weren't great. And so the healing process is about the food. So they recognized that I was allergic to or have allergies to, intolerant to salicylates, and that's in every living food. It's a chemical compound in every living food. So when you think you're eating fresh spinach and asparagus and blueberries, avocados, olive oil, anything coconut, all of that, I was poisoning myself. So yeah, very, very interesting, which then triggered the arthritis and everything, especially like throughout my whole body. So the healing in that has been, it's all related to food. So my whole life is all related to food. And yeah, so I've been very, very strict with my diet. And I've been off my injection now for 4 months. So I'm pretty.
Wow. Congratulations.
So that's been a big, big journey. So I want to be writing more because within, so I've been catering retreats now for nearly 30 years. And I've noticed in the last probably, I'd say 10 years, the amount of people who have got allergies it's just rising and rising and rising. So I'm having to study more and more and more about all those other allergies, but also a menu and recipes so as I can create food for these people while they're on their retreat. And it's been incredibly interesting, and I've learned so much. So along the way, yeah, I'm thinking maybe more people need to know about what recipes, because they all say, I don't know what to eat anymore. I've been told I can't eat this and this and this. What can I eat? That's nearly everything that I eat. So yeah, I'm starting to think that I'd like to go into trying to help more and more people with allergies and offer them menus, yeah, that they can actually, food that they can make at home for themselves that is full of all other nutritions except, especially, gluten-free, dairy-free, all of that. Every second person, yeah, has got some type of allergy. That's what I'm finding. Yeah. So it's interesting.
So it sounds like you've been having to unpack it personally as well as for your guests.
Totally. It's a whole new education,
Mm.
like what I can eat and what I can't eat. And cooking for myself now has to be completely different. It's completely changed. And what I can, sometimes I sneak, a handful of blueberries. Like, really? Can it be that bad?
Yeah, and also working with it all the time and it being there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it must be challenging.
And they're so delicious. You think, and I think this is what people are like, how can I live with that? Or they've been told they have to eat more meat and they haven't eaten meat for, 30 years or something like that. And that was a big thing with me. I hadn't eaten meat for 35 years. So, and bringing that back into my diet, it's a really big thing. And I'm starting to enjoy a little tiny bit of lamb. chicken, and a little bit more fish, who knows, but just slowly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like if you don't, hope you don't mind me sharing, but I've been going through the same with being celiac and then knowing what my body just doesn't like this food. So it's certainly a process rather than just mindlessly eating. Body's trying to yell out, listen to me. I'm not coping.
Yeah, and I think also it brings us back to slow cooking, slow food, which is, within our heritage, it's like, to me, the heart of the home is the kitchen, and
Mm.
having the kids around and creating in the kitchen and all that sort of thing, with my granddaughter, I think she was about 2 when we started cooking together. And it was so exciting. We made a lemon and coconut and blueberry cake. And she was so excited, so excited. There she was looking at the bowl and the whole thing. And yeah, so that brings everyone together. But when there's a lot that you can't eat, so many people go, oh no, I can't eat that. Oh no, I can't eat that. So then you've got to go, okay, well, we eliminate that and we eliminate that. And okay, what have we got? Let's look at what we've got and go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I eat mostly carnivore, and my 2-year-old granddaughter the other day says, Nani eats steak. And it was so funny that she already knows that. But it's beautiful. But and it's also about, self standing up for self.
Yes, totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Your body will reject when it needs to, and it does, it just eliminates, and which is very, very interesting.
Mm.
Like mine just instantly. So it's a very interesting path, and I find it very knowledgeable, like I'm learning so much all the time, and that's the beauty of it. Like I've been cooking since I was 10. So learning and learning and learning constantly, and there's always new ingredients and things like that. So, and Googling and thinking, okay, so, what's the chemical compounds in that? And yeah, interesting ingredients that are now is now what's available now. It just is mind blowing. So I feel very, very lucky to be the creator in the kitchen. I think that's, yeah, I feel very, very blessed that that's my journey. Yeah.
I keep on having this vision, and I think you might have even spoken about with me. A cookbook might be somewhere in the background. It might have had a bit of a change now that you're personally having to eat differently. Is there
uh,
anything you'd like to share on that topic?
so many people ask me, where's the cookbook be? Have you got a cookbook? So many people. I mean, I'm on different retreats nearly every week, and everyone's like, have you got a cookbook? Have you got a cookbook? And I go, it's coming, it's coming. It's just that thing with me with the computer and technology. I've actually written probably about 10 chapters of my cookbook. So it's
Woohoo!
on its
So
way,
exciting.
all over the place. And the editor is going to go, oh my God, pull her hair out. But it is what it is. And yeah, so I can share that.
Woohoo! You heard it on here, and I look forward to having you back on when the cookbook is ready.
Oh, that's going to be exciting, isn't it?
Do you have a title yet?
I don't know. I love edible rainbows, because all my food is about, there's got to be all the different colors on the plate, because then you know that you're getting all your different, all the nutrients, and then it's all nurturing and nourishing as well. So, and it's soul food. So I'm not too sure. I'm still, juggling that
Yeah.
title.
I call it, it's like the pinwheel, like on the computer. It's still going around and around. You haven't got it hasn't landed yet.
No, it hasn't landed.
But
It's
that's
come.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, B, I just want to thank you for the real, the rawness, you sharing your vulnerabilities and your soul journey with me. I feel so blessed. And like I said before, all of the links will be below if you want to follow B and see these beautiful photos and the soon to be cookbook. This might give her a little kick up the backside to get it going. So thank you. Thank you for sharing this moment with us. I hope something in this conversation stays with you, opens something in you, or simply made you feel seen. If this episode moved you, feel free to share it with someone who might need it too. And if you'd like to continue the journey with us, be sure to subscribe and stay connected. Until next time, take care of your heart and remember, your story matters. Thank you,
Yours.
B.
Thank you. Your story does matter.